Hello everybody, John here with Shooting Tips and Tricks, and today I'm going to do a quick video, or hopefully a quick video, on everything we have to expect here in California for 2018. And I'm going to start out with this, with all the stuff regarding the AR-15s with the bullet button, and that's Assembly Bill 1135 and Senate Bill 880. And the wording of the law with this guy defines the meaning of a fixed magazine to mean an ammunition feeding device contained in or permanently attached to a firearm in such a manner that the device cannot be removed without disassembly of the firearm's action. So, as most of you have probably seen already with the new developments of the AR-15s, to make them compliant, you have to break the action in order to remove the magazine. And they say it closes the bullet button loophole, it's categorized. And if any of you are curious about the laws around the bullet buttons, if you look at the wording of the law, the bullet button is neither a detachable mag or a fixed mag, because their wording of it defines a detachable mag as any magazine that can be readily removed without the use of a tool, as in just a regular button you can push with your finger. But their definition of a fixed mag is any magazine that is permanently affixed to the gun during reloading. So if you remove it in order to reload it, it can't really be called a fixed mag, it can't really be called a detachable mag, if you use a tool. Originally, the deadline was 2018, first of the year. They pushed it out, and they have a notice on their website, update as of December 30th. The ability to register an assault weapon pursuant to Assembly Bill 1135 and Senate Bill 880 is now available. Additional, pursuant to Assembly Bill 103, the assault weapons registration deadline has been extended through June 30th, 2018. Now that is for the registration period, or the registration deadline. When it comes to making the gun compliant with the new laws, I would recommend most people get it done as soon as possible, just because of, on behalf of ignorance with law enforcement. Not all of them might have seen this and they just think it's over, or it's up on the first. The other one is Prop 63, and that's the one that covers all the other stuff around, like the ammo registry and all that nonsense. And there's quite a few others they stuck in there. Well, they got the ammo regs. As of the first of the year, they have a licensing beginning January 1st, 2018. A valid ammunitions vendor license is required for any person, firm, corporation, or other business enterprise to sell more than 500 rounds of ammunition in any 30-day period. See California Penal Code Section 30342. The Department of Justice is authorized to issue the license, which is valid for a period of 1 year, providing the requirements are met. The licensed firearm dealer is automatically deemed a licensed ammunition vendor. The firearms dealers don't have to deal with much, but all the non-FFL sporting goods stores are going to have to jump through a few extra hoops to get their license. All other vendors must apply for and receive an annual license before selling ammunitions. If an application is denied, the department will inform the applicant of the reason for the denial in writing. See Section Penal Code 30385. I'll actually let you know why. Hate to say this, but the California DOJ is more diligent than YouTube's demonetizer. On the California DOJ website, they even have a counter for when to get it done. You've got 26 weeks, 22 hours, 2 minutes, and 10 seconds. 9 seconds. 8. 7. Alright, now after the first of the year, the requirements to purchase ammo, it's According to what I understand from what I've been able to dig up, is that you'll basically get a permit to purchase ammo. And I'd imagine it's a similar one to the handgun safety permit or firearm safety permit that is now. And basically you'd have to show that every time you buy ammo. And that's just for 2018. It's changing again in 2019. After that, it's going to be, they're going full bore, like ammo registrations. Hopefully they don't make us wait 10 days like with the damn firearms. If they're bending us over the counter, at least they can do is give us a little lube. It says it was designed to require individuals who wish to purchase ammunition to first obtain a 4-year permit from the California Department of Justice. So it might, hopefully it's something you'll have to get, that you'll be able to get from a firearms dealer, just like the safety permit or certificate, whatever the hell you want to call it. And the measure requires dealers to check the permit before selling ammunition. And California enacted legislation on July 2016. Dealers provide that the instead mandated dealers to check with the Department of Justice to determine if the buyer is authorized to purchase. And a lot of this stuff is still pretty vague. I haven't heard next to anything from any 01 FFLs or non-FFL sporting goods stores. And then the other one they have in Prop 63 was the large capacity magazine ban, which was to get rid of any of the pre-ban magazines that are still legally owned. But luckily that one was thrown out, all thanks to Judge Roger Benitez, who overturned the whole thing because they determined that enacting that law would have no positive effect on the crime rate. You can't really pass a law if it's not going to do any good. Now in Prop 63 they also have the court removal of firearms. Say you've owned several firearms and at some point in the future you do something stupid, get your butt in trouble, and can no longer own a firearm. Well, under this you would basically be required to hand over the firearms to the law enforcement, or leave them, sell them, or leave them in the custody of a firearms dealer. Yeah, the measure would require courts to inform individuals prohibited from owning a firearm that they must turn their firearms over to a local law enforcement, sell their firearms to a licensed dealer, or give their firearms to a dealer for storage. Prop 63 also requires probation officers to check and report on what prohibited individuals did with their firearms. And then of course if they're gonna put all these regulations on ammunition, they have to kill out-of-state purchases, and they got that in here too. So legislation would have prohibited most California residents from purchasing ammo outside the state and bringing into the state without first having it delivered to a licensed dealer. Proposition 63 moved up the start date of this law to January 2018. It also made bringing out-of-state ammunition into the state or purchasing ammo online without first delivering it to a dealer an infraction. Now, they also have in this the reporting of theft or missing firearms, and that measure would basically require you to report a gun that's been stolen or missing within 48 hours, and failure to report is considered an infraction under the initiative. So they're going to penalize you if you get any of your stuff stolen or if you happen to misplace it. Now, in all of this steaming BS that California is putting us through, there's at least one turd that has a bit of a polish on it, and that's the Proposition 47 that was put through back in 2014 that made the theft of anything under a value of $950 a misdemeanor, and that applied to even guns. So a criminal could go in, buy a gun, or steal a gun rather, and if it was a cheap one, or not even a real cheap one, most bolt actions, a Glock handgun, freaking anything, if it's valued under $950, even if it was a firearm, it was a misdemeanor, which was total BS. As they're saying, stealing a gun valued at less than $950 was a misdemeanor before. Prop 63 made stealing a gun, including one valued less than $950, a felony pursuant by up to 3 years in prison. Alright, now on a little side note here, they have the fiscal impact of implementing all of this stuff. They're saying that increased state, local, court, and law enforcement costs potentially in the tens of millions of dollars annually related to the new court processing for removing firearms from prohibited persons after they are convicted. And then they have potential increase in state costs not likely to exceed the millions of dollars annually related to regulating ammunition sales. These costs would likely be offset by fee revenues. Then they got potential net increase in state and local correctional costs not likely to exceed the low millions of dollars annually related to changes in firearms and ammunition penalties. Alright, well, I think that covers about everything. And if there's anything I happen to miss, let me and everyone else know down in the comments, or if there's anything I might have gotten some misinformation on. But a lot of this was pulled off of pretty good sites. A lot of it quotes right off of the Department of Just Us website, and another one, Ballotpedia, summed everything up pretty good. There's a few other sources that I won't mention because they're news outfits in California that were, well, to be polite, a little left-leaning, so I'd rather not send traffic their way. And on top of that, they're running so many ads that ground my computer to a halt. And there's smoke coming off my ad blocker the whole time. Alright, well, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.